if the Phillies don't re-sign JT Realmuto, they will need to sign a catcher. I don't think despite how Andrew Knapp played this year, they don't want him to be the starting catcher next season. And one of the potential free agents that the Phillies could target is Yadier Molina. So the first thing, looking at the other potential guys, it's Mike Zunino, James McCann. How do you think Molina ranks among those guys?
I think he's probably around second, third of the free agent catchers not named JT Realmuto. I think teams would probably value James McCann over him. And then he's probably in a similar range with somebody like Zunino, and Kurt Suzuki's maybe just a little bit behind both of them. The real issue with Molina is that he is getting older. And he's been around for what feels like forever. So, that's kind of the concern with the JT Realmuto contract that we've voiced before. Catchers don't typically age super well, and banking on an older catcher just doesn't feel like the safest bet for a team that will probably want some definite value out of their catcher.
Yeah, I mean the counterpoint to the catchers don't age well thing is that Yadier Molina is 37 years old and he was still, starting. He played 42 games this year. He played 113 games last year, and he's not hitting as well as he used to, but he's still one of the best defensive catchers in baseball. And there's definite value there, like you said. And I agree. Like McCann is probably the top guy outside of Realmuto, but I would not be surprised at all if Molina was the guy to replace Realmuto, because I think when teams evaluate catchers, I think defense is the most important thing. I think building relationships with the pitching staff is the most important thing, and I think that is something that Molina always gets a ton of credit for. A lot of good pitching staffs in St. Louis, he's gotten some of the credit for that. So, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I get your point, the fact that he is older and has still been playable, but there's got to be the point where he does fall off the cliff, I would think. And if I was the Phillies, I don't know if I would want to take the bet that this year or next year is not the year that he does kind of tail off, because I think 37, 38, around that, that's just getting a little bit risky for a catcher with so many miles under him, so to speak.
Yeah, and so his agent, Melvin Roman, told John Heyman of MLB Network that Molina is seeking a 2-year deal. Under any circumstance, if you were the Phillies, would you give Molina, who's going to be 38 next year, would you give him a 2-year deal?
Maybe one and a team option, or an incentive-based kind of thing. If he reaches a certain amount of games played or plate appearances or whatever, then maybe the second year kicks in. But older catchers get hurt. Any catcher really gets hurt. We've even seen it with JT Realmuto over the last couple of years. Even the best catchers, the ones that play a lot of games and are typically durable, they tend to get hurt. It's just kind of the nature of the position. So, giving him a 2-year deal at his age, I think would just be really risky. Maybe if he signs that kind of incentive-based deal where if he reaches a certain amount of games played or whatever it is, then the second year kicks in. It means he's healthy and should be good to go going forward. I think that could work. But just a straight up 2-year deal, I think, is a little bit too much of a risk for that player.
I agree, and he's coming off a 3-year, $60 million deal. I think he's definitely going to take a pay cut. No one's giving him near that annual value on his contract.
I don't think he's going to have a choice about the pay cut.
He's getting a pay cut. But yeah, I mean, I just think he's definitely someone to watch with the Phillies this offseason.